Dads, what's the funniest way your son tried to hide his first girlfriend from you? My 15-year-old son suddenly became obsessed with his appearance overnight. This kid used to wear the same hoodie for a week straight and thought deodorant was optional. Then one morning, he asked me which cologne smelled better and spent 45 minutes fixing his hair before school. He started doing his own laundry, which had never happened once in his entire life. He was ironing his shirts, matching his socks, and actually caring about whether his jeans had holes in them. My wife thought puberty had finally kicked in, and he was just maturing. But I recognized these signs immediately. I went through the exact same transformation at his age. This wasn't maturity, this was a girl. I decided to keep quiet and watch this situation unfold because watching your son try to be smooth when he has zero game is genuinely entertaining. The real comedy started when he began making excuses to leave the house constantly. He joined the chess club even though he didn't know how the pieces moved. He volunteered for extra tutoring in subjects he was already passing. He suddenly needed to go to the library every Saturday for a group project that apparently lasted 6 weeks straight. Every single excuse involved being somewhere educational, like he was trying to make me proud while lying directly to my face. I asked him once who was in his study group, and he panicked and named 4 of his friends plus someone named Derek, who I'm pretty sure doesn't exist. He even created a fake text conversation on his phone to show me they were planning sessions. This kid was putting more effort into his cover story than he'd ever put into actual homework. Then came the part that almost made me break character and laugh out loud. He asked if his friend could come over to work on a science project. I said sure, expecting one of his usual buddies. Instead, this absolutely terrified-looking girl walked through my front door wearing his friend Kevin's basketball jersey and a backwards cap. My son introduced her as Kyle, Kevin's cousin who was visiting from out of state and needed help with chemistry. I shook her hand and said, "Nice to meet you, Kyle." She nodded and said hey in the deepest voice she could manage, which wasn't deep at all. They disappeared into his room to work on their project. I gave my wife a look, and she covered her mouth trying not to laugh. We could hear them whispering and giggling through the walls for 2 hours. The following weekend, Kyle came back for another study session. This time, she'd apparently forgotten she was supposed to be a boy because she showed up in a sundress with her hair down. My son saw her walk in, and his face went completely pale. He intercepted her at the door, and I heard him frantically whisper that she was supposed to be in disguise. She whispered back that the hat was uncomfortable, and nobody would notice anyway. They both turned around to find me standing right behind them with my arms crossed. My son's brain was visibly short-circuiting trying to explain why Kyle from last week was now a completely different person. He stammered out that Kyle had a twin sister named Kylie, and this was actually her. I nodded seriously and said, "Wow, the resemblance is incredible. Same face, same voice, same exact height. What are the odds?" He finally cracked under pressure and admitted everything. Her real name was Megan, and they'd been dating for 2 months. He said he didn't tell me because he thought I'd embarrass him or scare her away with interrogation questions. I told him I'd known since the moment he asked about cologne, and I was just waiting to see how long he'd keep the act going. His jaw dropped. I explained the chess club lie was obvious because he tried to tell me his bishop could move like a knight. The fake Derek in his study group was suspicious because Derek doesn't go to his school. And the Kyle disguise was honestly insulting because he didn't think I could tell the difference between a teenage boy and a girl in a basketball jersey. Megan started laughing so hard she had to sit down. He looked at me completely defeated and asked how I could possibly have played along for 2 whole months without saying anything. I told him I wanted to see if he'd inherited my talent for terrible lies or his mother's.